everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all? Are we all okay? Hello to, who have we got? Let's have a look. Hello to Anne and Marianne and Vicky and Louise and Cynthia and Karen and Ali and Judy. Hello, hello, and anybody else who's joining in. How are we all? How's things? Hot and dry Arkansas. Fabulous. I mean, it might be fabulous. I don't know. It's sort of damp here, but that's fine. I don't mind it being damp at the moment. Hi, Judy. Hi, Zania. Yeah, it's it's hot in central Kansas as well. Yeah, it's sort of wet and damp here. I'm just hoping that next week's going to be nice in Norway, because that's where I shall be. So yeah, hopefully it will be. Hi, Blue Moon in Michigan. Fabulous. Fabulous. Right, okay, so let's go through all our little usual bits and bobs. You're hot and humid. Oh gosh, no, I can't do hot and humid. Hot and humid is a whole another level. Right, so for those of you who are watching back, don't forget this is a live stream, so it will be chatty. If you don't like the live stream, you can come join us because it's more interesting. Or you can wait for the tutorial, or you can just skip through the bits you don't want to hear. Hi, Anne-Marie. Cynthia, you're hot and muggy as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, I have to say we do get humid over here, so I can sympathise. And I expect you guys have way more heat than we do. Hi, Liz. Beautiful sunny day in Minnesota after last night's thunderstorms. Ah, okay. Judy, heat index will be 103. Oh my goodness, that's like almost into the 40 degrees Celsius. That's very hot. Yeah, I couldn't do that with humidity as well. My goodness. Hi, Rosalie. Good morning from Orlando. We're supposed to get up to 100. Oh my goodness, 37. Yeah, that's a bit too much. Is the audio not good? Let me know. I've been having a bit of problem with my audio on my camera when I've been recording. It's been a bit weird, a bit metallic, and I don't know why. Yeah, you've got problems with audio as well. Cynthia's that? Yep, same here. You've got problems with, yeah, you're having, okay. Right, okay. I'm not sure what to do about that. Is the audio, it's spotty, okay. Bear with then. Let me see if I can sort this out. Oh dear. Let me see, what can I do? Audio. Okay, let me see what I can do to sort that out. Bear with. Right, is that any better? I have changed a few things. It's crackling. Is that better now? I sound clear. Okay, good. I've changed a few things on my settings. Is that better, everybody? It's better for Judy. Is everybody else, is it better? Let me know. Everybody else, let me know, let me know. The audio is still bad. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, better, says Liz. Anne says better. Okay, cool. I've literally clicked on everything I can click. I've literally clicked on echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, and automatically adjust mic noise. It's better. Okay, cool. We'll go with that then. Good. Okay. I have had problems when I've been recording my videos. It's been coming, there's like a buzz, and I don't know why, but I've had a few problems with recording videos at the moment anyway, because I normally use Filmora, but it's not. Oh, it's dragging again. Oh gosh. I normally use Filmora, but it's just being weird. Like it just like I'll do it in sections, and then it will suddenly say, "Oh, sorry, we had a problem recording that, and I've lost a whole section of filming." So I'm like, "Well, that's no good, is it?" It's gone crackly again. Oh, that's weird. Oh my days! I don't know what to do. I've clicked everything I can click on there. Let me have a look under. Let me have a look under mic on my microphone app and see. It's gone crackly again. Oh dearie me, dearie me. Yeah, I know it's a nightmare. This is just. I don't even know what's going on. This is the thing. I don't know what's happening. If I go into my Logitech, because that's the camera I'm using, it won't like the fact that somebody else somebody else is using the, because I'm on on StreamYard, can't even talk. I'm on StreamYard and it's not going to like the fact that I've gone onto a different thing. Let me see. If I talk a bit quieter like this, does that help? If I don't talk quite so loud, does that make things better? I'm not sure. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Hi Evelyn, guten Tag, wie geht's? Geht's good? I don't know why it's gone crackly again, that's so weird. Right, everybody, is it better if I talk a bit quieter like this? I don't know, maybe the mic's getting overloaded. You can still hear, okay. All right, I'll try not to talk quite so loud. I'll talk like this, because it might be that the mic settings are too loud, although I did turn them down when I was doing my filming one time. But I'm having to film, I tried filming through StreamYard, but because I have the free plan, you can only have so many hours per month. And so I was reaching my maximum on there. So I've had to not be filming on StreamYard. So now I'm trying to film on the Logitech app, and that is coming out really weird. The audio is really weird. So I'm not sure. Right, I'm just going to talk a little bit less, not as loud. I can't even think these days. I'm going to talk a little bit quieter. That's what I'm looking for. Talk a bit quieter, and then hopefully then it'll be better. So I'm going to talk like this, which is actually better for my voice because my throat's feeling a bit rough. I'm not allowed to be ill because I'm going to be away next week, but anyway. Right, okay, let us crack on. I know I don't know what's going on with the sound problems, and the problem is I can't even check it in advance for like live streams, because I have to actually do it live to check, you know, and then I've got to fiddle with things, and then there's a chance of me going off live, and oh my goodness me. Hi Natalie, hi from Pennsylvania. Okay, so I'd love to see your version of the cards. I've got a Pinterest board. I need to check it. I keep putting it up and I keep not checking it, so bear with me. And yeah, I've also got a community on Reddit. I know we've had a few problems on Reddit with posts not coming up when you've put them on. I'm trying to double check, and I'm not sure whether I have to approve everything. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to approve everything that I can see. So bear with me on that. It's all just full of technical issues. Right, okay, let's get into the item, the thing we're making. Can't even talk. Right, so this is, I'm calling it a 6x6 stepper front card. Now I'm not sure what pin with this card, but there was no information, no tutorial, no name, no nothing. So I've just had to kind of work out all my own measurements, work it all out best I can for 6x6. I filmed a tutorial for this, for the 6x6, and I also will be doing a 5x7 version, but doing it slightly differently. Hi Anika. So this is the card. I've used my Nautical Nostalgia papers for this one, and I've also used an In Love Arts die. And so that's the side profile, and obviously it stands up like that. So it stands up quite nicely on your desk, and you've got space inside there to write, so no writing on the back. So yeah, so that's the card. So it's kind of like a shutter, but it's on a temp fold. So, but it's also a bit like a stepper. I don't really know. It's kind of a bit, yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting card, which is why I thought let's do it. So so yeah, so that's the card for today. So let's get all of our bits ready. I'm going to be using my Yuletide Wishes paper pad, which is available on Amazon, and it's also available, so it's available as a paper pad over on Amazon, and it's also available as a digital kit in my Ko-fi shop. Let me grab the pad and bear with 1 second. Okay, so that's the A4 pad, and then there's also an 8.5 by 8.5 pad as well. This is the A4 pad, and you've got all these bits. You can see I've had a really good cut up in the middle, in the back there. A lot of you have seen this before, but some of you might not have done. So I'll do a quick flick. If you go over to my Ko-fi shop and whatever, all the links are in the descriptions below. So yeah, so that's what we're using. Thank you everybody. So I have decided, so with this one, I would have used the same base card for this as I do for this. However, I didn't have any 6 by 12 or 12-inch length in the navy, so I've ended up using a different colour for that. So on the tutorial, I actually ended up also trimming this one down so that I've got a border, but today I'm not going to do that because it made extra problems by doing it that way. It is possible, but it did make extra problems, so I am not going to do it that way. So we're going to do it all with the same colour card. Well, not same colour card. We're going to do a different card because again I couldn't find another 6 by 12 piece that was the same as the front colour, but it doesn't matter, it's fine, it will work. So what we're going to need is, thank you everybody, I'm glad you like it, I'm glad you like it. So let me get the scoreboard out. There we go. Right, okay. So first of all, you're going to need a 6 by 12 and you want to score it halfway at 6 inches. Now, you can use just a normal 6 by 6 card blank if you want, but just make sure that it is actually 6 by 6, because sometimes these card blanks that say they're 6 by 6 are actually 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So just check that. All right, so there's my 6 by 12. Put that to one side. Then you also need a 6 by 9. Now, I am going to do the lines on the back before we start scoring it. Because obviously with it being like a shutter card, you have, you know, various score lines that you have to do. And so what I found is easiest is if you actually draw lines on the back of the card, because you're not going to see it, and do it that way. So let's grab, where's my pencil gone? Let's grab my pencil, which has decided, oh, it's over here. Let's say it's decided to vanish. Okay, so along the 6-inch edge, you're going to make a mark at 1 inch, at 2 inches, at 4 inches, and at 5 inches. And if you do the same along the bottom, good, I'm glad. I thought if I talk quietly, then that seems to work. I think my audio settings are maybe a bit too high, but in order to change those, I need to go into Logitech, and even in order to do that, StreamYard would get confused re the camera. So yeah. Hi Sandra, don't worry, don't worry. Hi Deb, making a coffee and feeding the dogs. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Right, so along the bottom we're going to do the same mark. So 1 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines in between the two. And as I said, this is on the back of the card, and you're not going to see this, so it's not going to matter too much. If you want, you could rub them out, but you really don't need to. So we're going to draw lines all the way along, and I'm hoping, because this card is a slightly paler colour, you will hopefully be able to see my pencil lines. Because when I did the other one with the navy, it was a bit more tricky. So I sound okay now. Fabulous. It does seem fine audio-wise. Excellent. Good, good, good. So talking quieter is working. And actually, talking quieter is better for my voice. So that's fine. It just feels a bit weird. It feels like I'm going to be too quiet. I've actually bought some mics for when I'm out and about. But the thing is, I can't plug them in to my computer because it doesn't have the right little section on it. So like a little plug thing on it. The joys of technology. Right, so hopefully you can see those lines, kind of. So 1 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. So then what we want to do is along that first line, the 1 inch line, we're going to make a mark at 1.5, at 3, at 4.5, at 6, and at 7.5. And I'm going to do the same on the last line as well. So on the 5 inch line, I'm going to do the same measurements. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, and 7.5. And this then just helps with when you're doing your scoring. Love these larger size cards when hand delivering or sending with a gift. Yeah, I just thought, let me do a 5. This is a 6x6 version, but I've got a 5x7 coming. So hold on for that one. Right, so now we can bring the scoreboard back in. And what we want to do is on the, now obviously this is back to front, but it won't really matter because it's it's equal. So actually where my 1.5 mark is, it's still 1.5 here because it's every 1.5 inches. So it's fine, it works out. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here with this 1.5 mark, and we're just going to score from the top down to that first pencil line, and from the bottom up to that first pencil line. Now obviously you're probably wondering, why have I got marks when I'm using a scoreboard? Well, it's because I'm going to be doing the middle bits in a minute, and when I do the middle bits, it's just nice to know where it roughly is, and then you can just find the ridge through the card, so it just makes it a little bit easier. Right, okay, so then we are going to do the 3-inch one. So the 3-inch, we're just scoring down from the top past the first score line, pencil line, to the second pencil line, and then from the bottom up to the second pencil line, like that. And then at the 4.5, we are only scoring in between the first and the second pencil line. So we just need to find the ridge and press down and score. So just in between the those two there. Then we come to the 6-inch line, and on the 6-inch mark, we're only scoring in between the 2 and the 4-inch. Now, obviously, I have, let me just make a little mark on the actual inside here, because I've done it on the outside line, and I need to do it just on the inside line. So let's just do that there like that, and then we then score from here down to there like that, and then also on here. So at the, what was that? That would be the 6 and the 7.5-inch line. We're just we're just scoring in between those two middle ones like that. Okay, so hopefully you can see those score lines. On the tutorial, I actually put up a little picture of the of all this, a diagram of what's going on. And as soon as we cut and start folding things, you'll be able to see it as well. So let's grab a cutting mat and a Stanley knife. So now what we're going to do is just turn this around a little bit so I can kind of do it. We are going to cut. So this is my 1.5 score line here. We're going to cut from here on that 1-inch pencil line. We're going to cut from here up to where this line is. So we're going to go from here to here, and the same on this side. So from here to here. Okay, so let's grab our craft knife, and then we're going to cut down and stop. So you're cutting from 1.5 up to 4.5, and you're doing it along the 1-inch pencil line. Let's do this one. Okay, like that. Hope you can see that. Now along the 2-inch pencil line, we are going to cut from the 3-inch mark, which is here, all the way up to the 7.5-inch mark. So I'm just going to make a little pencil mark, just like, across both lines, so I know where to stop. So we're going to go from here all the way down to there. Okay, so that's that one. And then the same with this one. So from the 7.5 down, and we're going to there. Make sure you know where you're heading. should end up with that, hopefully. Okay, so then I'm going to turn this over now. So if you want to rub these out, you can. But as I said, this is the back of your card, so you're not going to see it. So I'm going to turn it over. This first score line here is going to be a mountain. This is going to be a valley. And I'm just literally just not creasing, just kind of coaxing it. I'm not really creasing it properly. And then we do this one, which is a mountain. And then these little ones at the back here are valleys. This 6-inch one is a mountain, and the 7.5 is a valley. So once you've kind of started to coax it like that, you can then come in, kind of bend the whole thing over, get it into place, and then you can go ahead and just burnish. And I would burnish front and back. Also, make sure you don't use card that cracks easily. Don't use anything that's too thick, but equally don't use anything that's too thin. So this one does crack easily, which I didn't realise, but it seems to be behaving itself at the moment. So we're just going to go over like that. So that should get you that. So hopefully that's what you will end up with. Okay, so if we bring this one back in again, what we're going to do is this is literally going to stick on there right over the top. Okay, and then you have got I've done two colours, but you've got the darker green coming through there. But if you wanted to, and this is what I did in the tutorial, was I actually cut a tiny bit off so I had a bit of a border, which does look nice, but it does change up all of your pattern paper measurements. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this on, and we just want to glue or tape all of this area here. You want to use something strong, so either use a strong wet glue or use a red tape. Excuse me, clearing my throat. So let's add some glue on here. Oh, also, I don't know, a lot of you will know already, but I have another channel where I'm doing all travel vlogs, and it's called Suitcase Sights. I will try and put a link in the description below, but please go check it out if you're into travel and you want to see where I'm off to. Obviously, my Norway trip will be on there in a few weeks' time. I went to Norwich last weekend, so that will be up soon. My little trip to Wimbledon will be up there soon. I think the Switzerland trip from last year has just gone up this weekend. There'll be a London trip from last year will go up next weekend. So there's a few on there. So please go and support it, and subscribe, watch the videos, whatever. Just have it on the background, whatever, just so I can get this channel up and going, and I can get it monetized, because then that's going to help this channel out as well. So. And also because I'm sort of saving up for a new camera if I can, a little vlogging camera, but they're very expensive. So I've tried a couple of other cheaper versions and they're fine, but I would like to get a proper, like a nice one. So yeah, anything you can do to help would be good. Right, so that is that. So then you've got that on the inside. So then here we just need to stick our white piece. So this is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I've just noticed you can actually see some of your lines here. Are there any lines that you think you can see? Just rub them out. I'm just going to lay that out flat. I'm just going to rub those out. That's not quite so obvious. I mean, obviously on my darker card, on my navy, it really wasn't. You really couldn't see it, but on this one, it's a bit more. Yeah, that's enough. That's fine, because the rest of the things are all stuck down, so you can't really see anything else. Right, so on the inside here, I just need to go ahead and stamp a greeting. Let me just do that quickly. Go ahead and stamp a greeting. If you've got any requests of anything you'd like me to make, I can't guarantee that I will make it, but you can by all means request them. Then go over to... you can either message me on Pinterest with a picture. Carrie did that recently, and actually, Carrie, the card you requested, I have sorted out a 5x7 version, so I will be prepping and filming that hopefully this week to go up in the next week or so. So that will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that one. Right, let me quickly stamp this greeting. Actually, I think I should probably use a different one than the Merry Christmas, because I've already got Merry Christmas on the front. So let's have this one. That's a bit more in keeping with what's on the front. So let's do this one. Anybody got any plans for the weekend? I know we're only on Tuesday, but you know, anybody got any plans for this week or this weekend? Funny actually, I was at my board game cafe yesterday, and there's a lady there who I've seen a couple of times, but she's actually going on a cruise the same week as me to the same place, to Norway. It's a different cruise, but I joked to her. I said to her, I might end up seeing you at some of the little day trip destination places. It would be quite weird if we got off the, you know, the ship. Although I imagine in some of those ports they probably don't have more than one cruise ship in docking at the same time. So they probably juggle them, I'd imagine. So we probably won't bump into each other, but I thought it was quite amusing. Right, that's that. Hi, Carrie. Don't worry. I was literally just saying about requesting cards, and the one that you've requested, I've actually managed to figure out the 5x7 for it. So that will be coming very soon. So stay tuned for that. Right, let's stick this down. If you want to, you could actually put a mat behind this and then just make this a little bit smaller. So this would be a 5.5 by 5.5. But I thought I would not bother because I haven't done mats for the actual patterns on the front, because it gets a bit too complicated otherwise. So let's go ahead and stick this here. There we go. Well, I try, you know. It was just a nice easy card, and because I've already done the 6x6, trying to work out the 5x7 wasn't as tricky, because it wasn't like starting from scratch, so that was good. So yeah, I might even be able to do an A5 one. Jeanette, if you're watching, I might be able to do an A5 one for you as well, but you don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, when it comes out, you'll see what I mean, and I may well do an A5 version. Okay, so that's that. Now then, let me bring over my board of pieces, because I've cut out all my pieces here. So I'm going to bring this over here like this. Right, so let's start with this bit in the middle. So this bit in the middle is this one, and this one measures, does it fit? Yes, it does. This one measures 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. So that's just going to go in the middle there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. What's the weather like, Carrie? I know you're further up, but what's the weather like over in Norway at the moment? I've had a look for the weather forecast, and it looks like it's we've got a few wet days next week. I'm just hoping it holds off for the day trips. I think one of the days, I think it was the Wednesday. It's supposed to be a bit wet all day, but then I'm supposed to be hiking up a waterfall, as you do. And thankfully that's in the evening, which thankfully says it's going to be sunny. So I'm hoping that is true, because yeah, it would be a lot more difficult if it's going to be raining. Okay, so then you need 2 pieces here, which are these 2 pieces. And these 2 pieces, now mine look quite small, but I think, yeah, you do have big gaps on them. I think I did on my original. Have a quick look. Yeah, my original, well, that looks maybe a fraction wider, but you will have slightly bigger gaps here than you might normally, just because of you're kind of counting that, and then you've got the same gap there, so you end up with like extra gap, as it were. It's a little rain now. Oh, okay. Cynthia, did you find the pocket that we talked about while you were at Buttercup Fields? No, I don't think I did. My mind has gone blank, Cynthia. Have you got a picture of it, or a picture of somebody who's done it? Because I'm trying to think which one it was. Yeah, message me. Especially if you can message me on Pinterest with a picture of it, like a pin of it, because then I've got like a board over there, a private board, which is called card requests. So anytime anybody messages me a picture, I just put it into the card request board, and then I can check on there when I'm a bit stuck on what to make, or I'm trying to work through them, whatever. I can have a look on there. I have a vague recollection of that conversation, but I can't remember which one it was and if I knew which one it was. So these ones here measure 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4. If you wanted, you could make them maybe 7/8. You can make them a little bit wider. Let me just grab my pin. But yeah, you do end up with a bit of a border. Now I've already put tape on these, just because they were so thin. I thought, let me just tape them because it might be easier than trying to glue them. So these go here. Obviously, you want to make it as straight as possible. So that's that one there. And then we'll go ahead and stick this one down. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, I hope so too. We are travelling to... Let me just check my phone and have a look. We are travelling... where did I write it? Did I write it there? We're travelling to... Now then, I'm going to get the pronunciations wrong, so you'll have to bear with me. Sandnes. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Sandnes. So we're going to Sandnes. We're going to Aalesund, going to Bergen, and we're going to Garanger. Don't know how you pronounce it. I'm not very good. Sorry. Right, so then for these pieces here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 4 pieces that are 3/4 by 1 1/4. So I'm going to put those 2 there, and then I've got red for the ones there. And I haven't actually taped these. These need to be glued. Yeah, so that's where we're going to. I think Sandnes is our first stop. And then I think it's Granger. Then I think it's Aalesund. And then I think we're in Bergen. I think Bergen's the last one. And then we travel home. I think that's the order. But yeah, and one of them, I think it's the... I think it's the Sandnes one. We're actually going to Stavanger. I don't know that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully it is. We're going there. I think we're like a little coach trip or something, and then we get to like look around by ourselves. So I'm hoping that will be nice. Is it? Yeah, good. I'm really hoping. In fact, I think, is it Granger? I think that's the second day, and I think that was the day I'm going to be doing the... I think that's the waterfall one. I'm trying to remember. I think that's the waterfall one. Because the last 2, Aalesund and Bergen, I decided that I wasn't going to book any trips. A, because I can't afford it, but B, because I just thought, I can just look around by myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't mind. So I'm just going to be walking around and just walking up hills and seeing whatever's around. Having a little mooch for those 2, I think. So that's good. Yeah. So so I think the Granger one, I think that's when I'm doing the waterfall. And I think that was the day where I looked it up, and it's supposed to be raining up to about 3. And then from about 3 onwards, it's supposed to be sunny. And our trip is like 5 till 7:30. So I was like, well, that's cool, because if that's the case, then I won't have to be walking up a waterfall, in the rain, hiking up to a waterfall in the rain. Okay, so that's that bit there. So then we just need to do these pieces. So these pieces here, you need 2 pieces, and these are 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. So these are going to go here. I'm going to glue these down. They were called laminated pockets. I found them made by Sam Calcott. Okay, laminated pockets. Okay, I'm going to have to look those up, because that doesn't ring a bell now. Laminated pockets. Is it like a scrapbooking thing, or is it like a card, or what was it, Cynthia? Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, thank you. They've got a craft room on board the cruise ship, so I'm going to go and investigate at some point. And yeah, and see whether they might need somebody to demo for them. Who knows? To do classes. Probably not on this cruise, but maybe in future cruises. Who knows? I'd be up for that. I would be up for that. That would be awesome. Right. Let me stick this down here. Okay. That's that. And then we've got one in the middle here, which is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. And that just goes in the middle there. And again, if you wanted to make it slightly wider, you could. I just stuck with the size of the box that I had, sort of thing. But if you want to kind of make up for the extra gaps, then you can. I just didn't want it to look weird if there was something next to it or above it or whatever, but looking at it now, it probably would work. And actually, you could actually change these around if you wanted to. So you could change it so that you know, instead of having the strips all going vertically, you could have them going horizontally as well. So you could change it and have one long strip along here, one strip here, and then this bit here. You could have one along there, and then maybe just this piece, and then this, you know. So you can change up the way you decorate it. But yes, please do, Cynthia. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. I was actually quite impressed with the way it turned out, especially the sample card that I made. I was quite impressed with the way that turned out, because I wasn't sure. And this, I'm actually going to take this with me. So this will be one that will, I'll probably give to the staff. You know, like, 'cause there's always going to be a member of staff who, you know, or a few that go above and beyond or whatever. So it's like a thank you for the people on the cruise ship. Sort of make it themed. So yeah. So that is that. Thank you. The craft room will be fun. It will be. Are you going to be? I'm not going to be a solo traveller. No, I'm actually going with my family because it's my mum's birthday in August. So yeah, it's a big one. So we're having a family holiday. So it's going to be good. Right. So that's going to go there. And then what I was thinking was having these, like maybe one there, and then one maybe, I don't know, here, or maybe just coming out from here. Like, yeah, that looks good there, I think. One there and one there. Like that. And, oh, I did do, on one of my cards, I actually put some not glossy accents, some, this one, the accent glaze, Creative Crafts accent glaze, on all of the little berries, and it really made them pop. But the only thing is I would have to wait for that to dry to do that. I don't think that's going to dry quick enough for me to do it on here. So that's going to go there, I think. So I feel like these would be quite nice being a bit glossied up as well, but yeah, we're going to go with there. As long as whatever you put here doesn't pop above here or go obviously outside the left and right of your card, you can kind of put, you know, a few things, to be honest. So I think like there and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that one with a bit of, I'm going to use just normal. Thank you. The only other thing I could do is I could put some of that Wink of Stella type, that kind of thing on. I do have Wink of Stella, but it's the other one I prefer, the Spectrum Noir one, because it adds a bit of sparkle. The only problem is I get in trouble when I do this, because then if I put too much on or it blobs or whatever, I think we'll just do it without the sparkle. I just have concerns that it's going to end up, going to ruin it at the last minute, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to add some Yoo-hoo onto here, and it's going to go like there, like that. Yeah, that's okay. Stick that in, just behind that front one. And then I think I'm going to put the the accent glaze on this once I've stuck it either once I've stuck it on or just before I stick it on. Maybe just before I stick it on. Maybe get some great ideas for new paper pads. Yes, yeah. Well, I'm also going to try and I'm going to take, because as I said, I've got those rose garden pads. I've got 4 rose garden pads that are actually just loose paper packs from when I had that trouble before, because Amazon weren't, approving it. So I'm going to take them with me, and then if anybody wants to buy them off me on the ship, they can. I think that's probably, and also it just sort of shows, if anybody wants to see what I do, then they can, it's a bit of advertising, isn't it? So we will see. Right, that's that. Stick that down. So that goes there. This needs to go about there, I would say. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. So let's just stick that down like that. Yes, it will be. It'll be very nice. It'll be very nice. And it's funny because I've sort of wanted to go on a cruise for quite a while, but I just can't afford to do it. And then just having all the family together. And I also always wanted to go to Norway. I've been to Norway once before, but I really wanted, next time I go, my little thing was, next time I go, I want to go to the fjords up north. So it's just really interesting the way it's worked out that I'm actually doing both on the same trip. Like I'm doing a cruise, but my cruise is to the fjords. So that's worked out really well. Right, this is a little bit blocked, this nozzle, as tends to happen with these things. Hopefully that will make it better. Right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make these berries into like glossy berries, because this accent glaze is really good for that. Just got to make sure it goes all the way to the edges of each of the berries. I'm not really worried if I have bubbles in them particularly, and they do shrink a little bit when it dries. But I ordered quite a lot of this because when they said that Craft Stash was going under, I was like, no, I've literally just found this glaze and it's really useful. Although I've now seen that Craft Stash aren't under and they're now part of the Hobby Maker family, which is fabulous news. So I'm really glad about that. Oh, so I can't wait to see what happens with that. Last one. There we go. Right, and then what I want to do is just give that a little bit of a, just want to give it a little bit of a knock so I don't have little points on the berries. So I'm just going to grab it, tap it on the bottom, like that. Just all the way around, just give it a little tap. There we go, and then they round up. So that's those. And then that will go on there, but if I stick it on now, it's going to be really, that will go on there when it's dry. And obviously they will go clear. They're kind of white at the moment, but they will go clear. But yeah, so there you go. That is your card. Nice and easy. Quick one, this one. Thank you, Evelyn. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's a super, like a really easy card. And also it's given me ideas. It's given me ideas for different ways of doing it. So I just thought it was interesting because normally it'd be like a shutter card, but obviously the fact it was like stuck onto the back. I think the person who I saw on, in fact, let me pull it up and find it for you. I'll find you the original picture that I saw. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Let me show you the original picture that I saw. I think it was Karen Bird, I think was the name of the lady I saw. And she, let me see if I can find it. And she, is it under card folds? Where was it? Where are my card folds? There it is. So that was the original that I saw. Karen Williams, Karen L. Williams. It says Catherine Bird here, but I think that was somebody who actually replied. So Karen Williams is the name of the person who I saw, but there was nothing on there there was nothing on there that, you know, there's nothing. There's no blog link, there's no anything. So, yeah, that was literally all I had to go off. So I don't know if I think my measurements are slightly different because her middle section looks wider. I don't know what size her card is either. But anyway, yes. So yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna actually, am I gonna stick this down now? I might, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to wait to stick that down because I just worry if I do it and then I pop it up and it all starts to go or whatever. So I think I'll wait to stick that down. But yeah, so there you go. So that is the card for today. Nice and short and sweet today. Goodness me. But then I kind of need to, because I need to crack on and get a whole load of videos done. I need to film and record and edit and upload 4 videos. Lots and lots. So yeah, I've done one already, which is this one. I've got 5x7 for this one coming. I've got the one that Carrie asked me to do. I need to do that one. That will be coming soon, and then whatever else. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. It is a yes. The fjords are gorgeous. Thank you. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I really can't wait to see them. Yeah, so there you go. So that is my card for today. Nice and simple and quick. Please don't forget to go and check out Suitcase Sites. Let me see if I can quickly find the thing for you. Bear with. Bear with. Where is it? It is that one? Maybe that one. Let's try that one. Okay. So there you go. That's my logo for Suitcase Sites. So please go and check out Suitcase Sites. I will put a link in the description below. And I said that will all be all of my travel vlogs. All travel-based things will be on there. And I've got a lot, because this year I've been quite a lot of different places. And I've still got more places to go. And so I'm trying to vlog them and whatever. So if you can't travel and you want to come along with me, then please, subscribe to them. And watch the videos. I'm trying to get views up on there so I can get monetized as soon as possible, and then that will help. I am going to be busy, Beth. I'm going to be very busy. And I've got a pack as well. And I've also got to do a video for Suitcase Sites as well. So yeah, lots happening. But yeah, right, I am going to poodle off. I see StreamYard keeps telling me it's lost access to my YouTube account as well. It's very weird. I'm having some very weird technological issues right now, and I don't know why. Anyway, right, I am going to run off and crack on, and I will hopefully I won't see you next week. So next week there'll be no live stream, just so you know. I will be on a ship somewhere I think I'm going to be in Norway somewhere. So there'll be no live stream next week. I was going to maybe try and do a live from the ship, but the only problem with that is that I don't know if I'm going to have internet. I don't know what the internet's going to be like. I think I'm on a trip that day as well, so we just won't have a live stream next week. It's fine. So there'll be videos as normal on a Friday and a Sunday, because that's what I'm filming now. But apart from that, yeah, I'll see you the week after. So yeah, I will see you the week after. Thank you, Karen. Right, I'm going to poodle off. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you, Rosalie and Anne and Janine. Thank you. See you next time, everybody. Bye.